Hey guys, what's up? This is Budget Tech here, bringing you an exciting episode, something I've never done before, and that is debunking myths. So stick around, this is going to get fun. Hey, welcome back to another episode of Budget Tech. As I've mentioned, I'm here to debunk myths. I received 7 mystery questions that I have not prepared for, and I felt this would give a nice touch, a nice feel to the program, knowing that this is not being prepared. This is self-explanatory with my own knowledge and unbiased opinion. I mean, come on guys, what's better than that? So I'll read through each and every question and try and answer them as accurate and as best as what I can. Right. Now, the first question is, console gaming is cheaper than PCs. Lies. That is wrong. I'm telling you now, that is wrong. The reason I say that is wrong is because you can build you a budget PC, as I've shown many times on this channel, for £350. Now, it's not the bestest PC in the world, but it will get you around to gaming. And what makes computer gaming for me a bit better than console gaming, not that I'm saying console gaming is bad, because gaming is gaming, is because you get free games on computers. You can get games with amazing titles that are being given away for free for the last couple of years. I'm talking about stuff like Alien Isolation, GTA 5, Outlast 1, Outlast 2. I didn't pay a dime for it. So just keep that in mind, that you can get games for free on PC. You can get games for free on PlayStation as well, but you need a PSN network and an Xbox Live account for the Xbox. So that also costs you some money. I might be wrong. Looking forward to the console gamers to put me in my place, so please do so. Let's take the PlayStation 5, for example, as I know a bit more about PlayStations than I know about Xbox. A PlayStation 5 has got equivalent specs to a 5700 XT ATI Radeon card with a Ryzen 2700X, more or less, give or take a few. It needs about 8 cores running at 3.6 gigahertz, sort of to match the performance. I'm talking about newer hardware rather than old hardware. Just keep that in mind, with 16 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM. And then you're looking at an Evo 970 SSD equivalent performance. Now, all of that wrapped in a bundle for £500 does sound like a deal. I mean, if you can pick up a PlayStation for cheaper than that, perfect. My point is, if you have a budget of £500 for a gaming computer, you can look at something like, in today's market, a 7th gen i5, maybe a 2700X Ryzen even, 16 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM, and a GTX 1080 Ti. Now, the reason I say GTX 1080 Ti, keep in mind that it's got similar performance to a 5700 XT. The 7th gen i5, more or less, but if you want to go for exact performance, you're looking at the 2700X, and then you have the Evo 970. So you can look at maybe a 250 gig or a 512 around in the 20 to 50 pound range. And SSDs are really, really affordable with 16 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM. Then you have a spectacular PC. You have options for free gaming, and your world is just open. Now, this is my own personal opinion. Doesn't mean I'm right. That's just how I feel. I'm a pro gamer for PCs. Even though I have a console, I've owned consoles for many years. I just find a PC much more easier, simple, and cheaper in the long run. But of course, a person gets addicted to nice lights and nice flickery crap on your box like this. Let me show you my disco. You see? Anyways, moving on to my blue color. That is just my opinion. Take it or leave it. Now, the next question. Wow, this is quite interesting. Most freeware is safe. I wonder, that's no. Most freeware is not safe. Please guys, you need to have an antivirus. You need to have something like a Malwarebytes to protect your computer. Anything from Trojans to keyloggers to hacking your webcam, all these free softwares, or most of them, the majority of them, come with this stuff. Now, if you're a techie guy, yes, you can take the chance. But if you're a non-techie person, I wouldn't risk it, not for freeware. Rather just buy the license or ask one of your techie friends to do it. So no, most freeware is not safe, guys. Stay safe. Please do not download dodgy stuff off the internet because it doesn't cost you money. Next question. Automatic updates causes bugs. Now, this is a two-parter question. I can say yes and I can say no. Updates, sometimes it's better than having no updates. I recently had a GPU update on my graphics card and it increased my overall performance about with 20%. That took it from a 2070 super performance range to up to just before a 2080. And just a bit of bragging rights, I recently purchased a 3080 Ti, but that's for another episode. So yes, automatic updates can cause problems. It can cause major problems. It can cause malfunction of hardware, blue screens of death, laggy, stuttery. It just depends what update you are doing. I switch off all my updates until I've read the patch notes, especially Windows updates. So out of a professional opinion, I would say always keep your antivirus on, keep your firewall on. You can switch off your automatic updates, even though there are regularly security patches for Windows. But what I've noticed is, until you've read the patch notes, what they're actually doing, for me, it's a risk, taking a big risk because it can cause more damage than problems. So yes, automatic updates can cause bugs, it can cause failures, it can cause a lot of headaches. Is that the answer to this question? Maybe not, because it can also fix stuff like I've mentioned. So it's just how you approach this. Next question. If your computer is slow, it's always a virus. That is 100% not true. Lies, 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 lies. Maybe 50% not lies. Maybe a tad not lies. But let me explain. If a computer is running slow, it might be old, outdated hardware, a slow hard drive because you didn't purchase a SSD, so your hard drive gets sluggish over time, your Windows gets sluggish over time. I actually made an episode about how to increase your overall performance in your computer by just simply downloading a Windows, selecting the correct Windows version for your computer and installing it, obviously backing up your personal data. So do keep that in mind. That will give your computer new life, like it's been fresh out of the box. I'm not saying that will remove all your dust and all of the old stuff that's in your computer, but it will certainly give it a new feel to it. That being said, it can be a hard drive, it can be your RAM, it can be a faulty CPU, it can be hardware. Yes, definitely. But it can also be a virus. It can be malware, it can be Trojans. Next question. You should always turn your computer off at night. Is that true? No, that's not true. I would say keeping your computer on for long as possible will actually increase its lifespan. Now, a lot of people might argue with me, but it's simple electronics. Electronics doesn't like to be turned off. I've seen it over the years multiple times. If you leave it on, they will last longer. The only problem with the computer staying on 24/7 is the fact that your RAM actually gets utilized. So if you only have 8 gigabytes of RAM, for instance, within a week, it will be up to 7 gigs. So just a quick restart might help it. What does have an impact on your computer is if you have an SSD and you put it to sleep mode, which is so wrong. And if someone tells me that they're doing that, I'll probably throw them with a brick. I'm not teasing. This is really, 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 really not cool. Don't put your computer on sleep mode. You decrease the life of your SSD. Question number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Question number 6. Frequent defragging is a must. This is a lot of bonkers. I don't know where the people get these questions from. But no, this is not a must. If you have an SSD, it's got a library that auto-sorts, auto-calibrates the files. It stores everything. Defragging won't speed up an SSD. If you have an oldish hard drive, that might help you to a certain extent. But just reloading your Windows would be the simplest, easiest. It takes you about, on a slow day, maybe 30 minutes in today's hardware. So please, defragging isn't a must. It will actually just waste time. I probably defragged my hard drive in 2000. Literally, I've never used defrag ever, and I could never see, apart from on an old, let's say 486 with a 4 gigabyte hard drive, that you will find that your system is actually speeding up. Technology advances, new things come out, things are better, more clever. Defragging is a thing of the past. The last question. Wow, this one is interesting. This one is very interesting, guys. As a certified ethical hacker, I'm not a professional, don't get me wrong. I just play around with hacking software. This is very interesting because the question is, viruses can't get past antivirus software. Now, as a hacker or a person that hacks, and anyone that hacks will be able to tell you the same thing. They use malicious code. You code in something like Python, or sometimes I use HTML, but mostly your strongest hacking software or hacking language for me is Python, because it speaks so directly to the kernel. So it's easier to infiltrate the computer. Now, what antivirus software does is it looks for that malicious code, try and stop it so that it will see it as a virus. So let's say I want to infiltrate your system, and I want to, let's say, steal data off your RAM, or do a SQL injection on your server, or whatever. The sky's the limit. The antivirus software will actually look for these type of codes that you're going to use. Anything that looks out of the ordinary. Obviously, antivirus software has come a long way over the years, and it's fantastic how they can detect malicious code prior to actually infiltrating the system. Not always, don't get me wrong. That's why you get something like an IDS, intrusion detection system, on servers. To answer your questions, viruses can't get past the antivirus software. They can. Yes, they can. If you're a good enough hacker, if you're a good enough person or smart enough, and you know all the sneaky ways how to get into a network, into a computer system, if you understand the computer system, you know how it works with bits and bytes. Essentially everything routes down to ones and zeros, and if you can infiltrate that code, let's say ones and zeros are in the line of getting processed, and you hijack that code, you can infiltrate the computer without antiviruses picking it up. So viruses can get past antivirus software, or as you would say, viruses, but it's actually just malicious code. It's not a little bug that's running past there. Guys, I hope you found this educational. This was literally out of my head, just maybe talking some nonsense here and there, maybe deviating from the actual subject at hand, but I did enjoy it. This was fun. I'm looking forward to more questions. So if you guys have any questions for me in the future, please do send me an email. My email is on YouTube, and I will answer it as best as I can. And I feel not doing research on stuff like this really pushes a person to answer questions on the spot, and it's just fun. I mean, I like answering questions every day. I like helping people. This was really, really fun. Thank you guys for watching, and I shall see you soon.